has proposed purchasing the late Senator's University for US $2.5 million, an amount he believes significantly undervalues the institution. According to Koga, the university monthly operational cost was around $8,000, while the government provided only $50,000 annually in support. He reaffirmed his commitment to protecting the interests of the widow and her children, calling for a fairer offer of US $8 million to ensure the university's sustainability and community service. President Joseph Boakai has pledged his administration's commitment to pursuing what he termed as long-needed reform in the judiciary. President Boakai noted that the move highlights his government's ongoing commitment to strengthening the rule of law and restoring the confidence of the citizens. Speaking at the opening of the October term of court, the Liberian Chief Executive described the then Associate Justice appointment as Chief Justice as symbolic and substantive. According to him, Gbese elevation marks a renewal of the judiciary's continued efforts to strengthen integrity, balance, and independence. Meanwhile, the President Joseph Boakai warned that slow pace of trials, lack of transparency undermines genuine reform, highlighting critical need for the rule of law. Vice President Jeremiah Coon has dismissed reports of a rift between him and Senator Koga, describing the rumor as unfounded and politically motivated. He clarified that there is no misunderstanding between them and noted that if elections were held today, he will continue to support Senator Koga, stating he does not regret standing with him and will make the same choice again. Addressing speculation about internal decision within the NIMA's political cycle, the Vice President drew a distinction among the country's leading figures, noting that Senator Koga and Senator's deceased Senator Johnson shares a close bond. He further noted their political alignment remains strong, and for the reason, he prefers to allow Koga to take the lead within the Nima political family. His comments are viewed as an attempt to reaffirm unity within Nima's leadership and growing talk of political realignment. Women's rights advocate Denise has emphasized the urgent need for more female representation in leadership, calling it vital for democracy and national development in Liberia. Denise said women's inclusion in decision-making ensures balanced, perceptive, and inclusive leadership, strengthening Liberia's governance and promoting fair participation in public and political life. Speaking at the Liberia Electoral Support Project workshop, she highlighted youth engagement and knowledge exchange as tools to build stronger advocacy and effective leadership among young Liberians. She commended fellow participants Willa Ato, Esther Zakpa, and Bedu Masakwe for enriching the decisions through life experiences and content-driven contributions. Denise reaffirmed that Liberia must uphold commitment, honor SIDA and the Maputo political, urging action against patriarchy, tokenism, and weak political will limiting women's participation. The Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency says it has intensified efforts to rearrest a notorious drugs dealer identified as Charles Taylor. According to an official release, suspect Taylor was previously detained at the agency holding cell but escaped in August 2025 under unclear circumstances. The LDA disclosed that it is currently investigating its former Ganta detail commander in connection with the suspect escape. Meanwhile, the agency is urging the public to provide credible information that will lead to Taylor's rearrest and prosecution. A Supreme Court sanctioned invasion in Pinsville near Monrovia turned chaotic on Monday when court sheriff attempted to enforce a writ of possession on a disputed property. According to reports, the enforcement team encountered violent resistance from residents and tenants allegedly acting under the instruction of Madame Mataya Toure, administrator of the interstate estate of the late Madame Camara. The confrontation quickly escalated as stones were hurled at court officers, leading to physical assault and injuries sustained by several sheriffs. Faced with mounting hostility, the team was forced to abort the operation and flee the scene to avoid further harm. President Joseph Raymond Boyka has described reconciliation in justice as an essential pillar for sustainable peace and for fostering grassroots-driven solutions across the African continent. Speaking at the second Lomé Peace and Security Forum, President Boyka drew parallel to Liberia's own pursuit of healing and sustainability, reflecting on the nation's post-conflict journey. The Liberian chief executive issued a clarion call for African nations to confront their security challenges, including unconstitutional changes of government, through unified and coordinated African strategies. He highlighted the critical role for ECOWAS and the African Union in resolving domestic and regional conflict, as well as in preventing instability. President Boyka also named corruption, exclusion, and weak institutions as root causes of conflict, noting that his President Boyka also named corruption, exclusion, and weak institutions as root causes of conflict, noting that his administration is implementing wide-range reform to promote transparency, accountability, and inclusive governance. Nima County Senator Samuel Coker has publicly declared his opposition to Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn, accusing him of allegedly dominating the country's political landscape. Speaking recently in Nimba, Senator Coker asserted that the Vice President has been reduced to a county figure, a situation he described as wrong and unacceptable. He further accused Vice President Kuhn of allegedly engaging in what he termed double standards, while noting that traditionally Kuhn remains his son, whom he still respects. Senator Coker also criticized certain leaders within Nima County for what he called act of sycophancy, claiming they remain silent in order to preserve their position and political party. Back to you, Musa, for the continuation.
A reminder that you're listening to Focal News Wall, 30 minutes of news presentations about Liberia, Africa, and our home world. Recap of major development. We are closely following on this news presentation. Solidarity and Trust for New Days found condensed police killings of mentally ill men demands urgent comments this measure. Health Ministry regions partner strengthening cooperations for eliminate neglected tropical diseases. CDC youth leader Van family resigns cites suppression and marginalization